give you some idea of just how strong and big Hurricane Irma is, we're getting intense winds, and we're on the other side. It is going along the west coast, we're on the east coast, and we're more than 200 miles from the eye of the storm. So it gives you some sense. Now lights are starting to go out here on Daytona Beach. I'll give you a look back there. That was all lit up. That's A1A. That is the main thoroughfare through Daytona Beach. And it was all lit up just a few seconds ago. Now lights starting to go out. These winds are starting to get so intense. They're blowing things like transformers. You are definitely seeing some effects of this where you're seeing palm fronds starting to come off the trees. There are a lot of people who love coming to this beach. This is a big spring break town, but it has been very, very quiet, except for one major important fact, and that is that a whole bunch of Florida Power and Light contractors are here. Their job, they are simply waiting for these winds to die down, because after the storm, their initial job is to go out, cut some of the trees back, and get those power lines working again. I want to see if you can get a bit of a look, although it is quite dark, of just how much the wind is whipping around there. But there's also the trucks that are just parked underneath us here. We're about on the 5th floor of the Hilton Hotel here on Daytona Beach. We have stayed here many times because it is a hurricane-rated hotel, and that is also where these contractors are. So we're talking linemen, and we're talking folks who do the tree trimmings and tree cuttings. It's a dangerous job, but Florida Power and Light tells us that for the first time in history, they have a workforce of 16,000 workers. Never had that many before, but they have also said that they have never seen this many outages before. When the outages get to 3.4 million, that means that we have then hit a record for the number of people that don't have power and light from Florida Power and Light. And that's just one of the power companies that works in the area. There are other power companies that also are having to deal with outages. We've been watching this storm as it comes across Florida, and all of the forecasters have been saying, all of the meteorologists have been saying, hey, look, this is a huge storm. And indeed, if you didn't believe it, you are seeing coast to coast that these winds are really strong. They are ferocious. It is whipping out. To my right is actually the beach there, and you can't really see it now because it's gotten so dark, but the wind is just picking up the surf and bringing it very close to the boardwalk where a lot of families like to play. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can get my photographer here to push over just a little bit. You see those lights going through those, what looks like just bits of steel? Well, that's a roller coaster, and then there is a bungee that people can enjoy here. Those seem to be fine. They aren't blowing around. The wind is going straight through them, but these winds are ferocious at this hour. We know that at some point there have been at least 500 people who took shelter in the shelters provided here for Daytona Beach. We have not heard of any injuries or deaths here at this moment in time, as this very big band of wind and rain is pushing through again. And just like everywhere else, on Daytona Beach, we are getting these bands that come through. So it is like this for a while, and then it calms down for a bit, and then again, huge gusts of wind that is blowing very, very hard. You can start hearing things banging. There are definitely pieces of things coming off, and the palm fronds. It's amazing how these palm trees handle this. They generally kind of bend with the wind, but after a while, those fronds come flying, and they can be quite dangerous, which is why they have been telling people time and time again, please